There's got to be something wrong with you if you don't know the world is in deep trouble and retrograding into an even worse position. And if you don't know history and know how dangerous government and elites are and how much danger we're all in, if you don't have chills running up and down your spine. I mean, I talk about my sixth sense. Years ago, it would only go off a few times a year. It's going off every 5 minutes now. I mean, the big things are already happening, as you've noticed, and the world's just going to get crazier. And Alfred Adask, I mean, do you feel it intellectually, but also in your gut?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's you can just feel this all around, and you and I aren't alone. There's people that are going about their lives. They seem to be normal. They're aware. I mean, the hair on the back of their neck is starting to stand up, too. They don't know what to do about it other than just go to work, get some money, and try to pay the rent for the groceries and the rest of that. But the knowledge, the sense, the anxiety it's building, the anger, we're not a minority by any stretch of the imagination. You just can't get people. You know, one of the things I saw years ago at our meetings, we had meetings for Citizens for Legal Reform in Dallas, and I learned that if a speaker made an important point, it was up on the stage, I'd be in the back of the room. The people would just sit there, and they wouldn't make a move. They wouldn't say anything. And if I would clap my hands and just keep clapping they would then, if someone will stand up and speak, then other people will stand up and speak also. But people are scared to death about being the first one to stand up and speak out. It's important that all of us learn to speak out. You will be astonished to learn how many people. You start clapping your hands, you'll find other people clapping their hands too. You will learn that you're not alone.
Well, that's right. One person who's morally right is not a minority, you're a majority. And it's all those famous historical examples of somebody says, who's with me to face down this enemy that's coming down the road in 1 hour? And first, nobody stands up. And then finally, one person steps across the line, and then more, and then everybody steps across. Yeah. Or one or two cowards run out the back. Yeah. And it's called hitting the barbed wire. Yeah. That caller was asking what solutions. Hit the barbed wire. Yeah. Hit the barbed wire, folks. It's all about hitting the barbed wire.
And don't be afraid that you're alone. You're not. Everyone thinks they're alone because they don't see anyone else hitting the wire. You hit the wire, and you'll be surprised how many other people. It'll take a moment. They don't just move in lockstep. But as each of us steps up, more of us step up.
And in my experience, the globalists almost have twisted ideas. When the globalists tear one of us apart or even kill one of us or destroy us, it doesn't really intimidate people on average. It actually enrages people. Yeah. I mean, that's what Thomas Jefferson said, the blood of tyrants and patriots. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is for all the marbles. These people come to kill, steal, and destroy. And people say, oh, you're doing such a great job, Alex or Alfred, fighting them. Oh, I'm not wonderful. I mean, I'm just aware of this. Once you're aware of this, the only action there is to stand up, right?
That's exactly right. Once you begin to see the injustice, it's like you used to live where the world was shades of gray. All of a sudden, something happens and you begin to see in color, and you see the bright red color of injustice, and when you do, you can never miss it again. You start to see it. It was before just a shade of gray, you didn't pay any attention. Once you begin to see, you can't turn it off. You're in.
Well, I know I've never been more alive than I am now.
Yep.
And we're going to win this thing, my friend. We don't have a choice. What do you think about folks that spin the Bible and say it's the end of the world, lay down to evil, don't be involved, we're all going to be raptured?
My Bible tells me those who stand firm to the end shall be saved. It means my obligation is to stand firm to the end, and that does not mean roll over. It means do what's right, even if it's not going to succeed. Even if you tell me they're going to shoot me tomorrow, my obligation is to stand firm to the end, and that means stand firm for righteousness. Now, I got a lot to learn about that, but still, that's what resonates with me.
Well, yeah, I saw a quote the other day, and I think I've said it myself just organically in different ways, but it was from a concentration camp advisor, a survivor, and they said there are some forms of victory, when you persevere, that even though you lose, you win.
That's exactly right.
I mean, winning in this modern world is really failure.
Yeah.
I mean, going along, being accepted by the system. If you're being accepted by the system, something's wrong.
Where did you go wrong?
Alfred Adask, is that the best website, adask.wordpress.com?
Yeah, that's it. That's the only one right now.
Well, I'll say this here and now, because if I forget and for some reason don't have you back on for 6 weeks or something, I want to have you on the TV show next week, because your Skype's the best I've seen, your connection. And I want you to be a frequent guest here on the show, and then I'd like you to host the show yourself sometime. God bless you, my friend.
Be glad to do it. Thank you, Alex.
You bet. We'll be right back. Stay with us. We got one of the people arrested at Ground Zero.